If you're a data analyst or a business analyst right now and you've been wondering whether you're about to get left behind in the AI wave or whether there's actually a clear path for somebody like you to make a transition into a legit AI career, this video is going to lay out exactly what that path looks like. I'm going to give you a full 6-month roadmap, not a vague advice like learn Python and figure it out. I'm talking about month by month what to learn, what to build, which roles to target, and the specific tools and resources that will actually get you there. Here's the thing that you need to understand. Data analysts and business analysts are actually in one of the best positions to make this transition. First of all, you already understand the data, you already know how to ask the right business questions, you already work cross-functionally. That foundation is genuinely valuable, and most people underestimate how far it can take you when you layer AI skills on top of this. But see, I totally get it that it can feel overwhelming. Every week there is a new framework, a new model coming out, a new acronym, and the job titles keep shifting under your feet. So let's cut through all of that noise and get really specific about what you should actually be doing. Let me first set the stage on why this moment matters so much. The AI job market right now is not what it was a year ago. Companies have moved past the experimentation phase. They are deploying AI into production and scaling it across different business units, and they need people who can actually make these systems work in real-world settings. It is not just about research scientists and not just PhD holders. They need people who understand the business context, who can sit between the technical teams and the stakeholders. And these people who can ensure that what gets built actually is solving the right problems. And that is, if you think about it, is literally what data analysts and business analysts do every single day. You translate messy, ambiguous business questions into structured analysis. You work with stakeholders who don't speak data. You've been the bridge between we have data and here is what it means. Now that entire skill set is in enormous demand on AI teams right now. But you need to upgrade the technical layer underneath it. Here is what I want you to understand. The roles that are growing the fastest right now are not just AI researchers or AI engineers. There is a whole spectrum of AI adjacent roles that did not even exist 2 years ago. Whether it is AI PM, AI solutions architect, AI ops engineer, AI analyst, or agentic AI specialist. These roles require a blend of technical depth as well as business fluency. And trust me on this, companies are hiring at a pace that far outstrips the talent supply. There is a huge skill gap and you can leverage that skill gap for yourself. So the window is open, but it won't stay open forever because more and more people are catching on. Let me give you 5 realistic career paths before I walk you through the entire roadmap itself, because your path through the next 6 months will depend on which one you're aiming for. So the first path is AI product manager. This one is the most natural transition for business analysts, especially those who already work closely with the product team. AI product managers own the life cycle of AI-powered features and products. You define what gets built, you prioritize the roadmap, you work with the AI engineers to scope out what's feasible, and you make sure that the AI solution actually maps to real business outcome. At the end of the day, as an AI PM, you need to build products that actually has a market demand. In this role, you don't need to train any models from scratch, but you do absolutely need to understand how these AI models work, what are the limitations, and how to evaluate them, and most importantly, how to communicate the trade-offs. Now, for an AI PM, the average salary range for this in the US is about 140 to 180K. And there is a real scarcity of candidates who combine product sense with AI literacy. If you're a business analyst who's ever owned a product backlog or worked with engineering teams, this could be your lane. Okay, now the second path is either becoming an ML engineer or an AI engineer. This is deep technical path and most natural transition for data analysts who have already worked a lot with Python and SQL, and those who have good exposure with statistical modeling. Now, ML engineers build, train, deploy, and monitor machine learning models. In 2026, the expectation has evolved significantly. Companies don't just want somebody who can train a model in a Jupyter notebook. They want somebody who can deploy that model as an API, monitor its performance in production, and integrate it with broader applications. This is the part that requires the most upskilling, but it also has the highest ceiling. So we're talking about salary ranges about 150 to 200K depending on the company and specialization. Now, the third path is AI solutions architect. This one is really interesting and I think it's underrated. AI solutions architect assess which AI tools, platforms, and approaches are the right fit for a given business problem, and then they design the end-to-end system. Think of it as the person who decides should we fine-tune an open source model, use a managed API, build a RAG pipeline, or go with an off-the-shelf solution. This role requires broad technical knowledge rather than deep specialization, and this combines with strong business acumen. So if you're a senior analyst who's always been the person others come to when they need to figure out the right approach, this could be a phenomenal fit. Okay, the next one is going to be AI analyst. It's not huge in demand, but typically the companies who used to hire for data analysts, now they are changing the job role into AI analysts. AI analysts are essentially data analysts who deeply integrate AI tools into their workflow. So you're using LLMs for automated report generation, building natural language interfaces on top of your dashboards, creating AI-assisted data pipelines, or using tools like GitHub Copilot or Claude to dramatically accelerate your analysis work. Now let me also tell you this, that the title might still say something like a senior data analyst, but the skill set and the salary are meaningfully different. So always read the job description and see if this is actually an AI native analyst role. This is a great path if you want to still stay in the analysis world, but also future-proof yourself with AI skills. Now the fifth role is AI program manager. This is one of the fastest evolving roles right now as companies are figuring out how to take AI from experimentation to production. So the demand is very real. AI program managers are driving end-to-end execution of AI initiatives, aligning product, engineering, and business teams. They are defining use cases, managing stakeholders, and ensuring systems actually get deployed and adopted, whether it's Copilot, agentic workflows, or internal AI platforms. For this role, you need enough technical understanding to work with AI systems, but the real skill is translating that into business impact and actually managing a team to get shit done. The typical salary range for this role can be around 130 to 180k. Okay, now let's get into the actual plan. 6 months broken into 3 phases. I'm going to give you a very specific plan because vague advice is useless advice. So phase 1 is month 1 and month 2, where you're going to be building your AI foundation. This is the part that most people skip or rush through, and I'm telling you right now, please don't do that. Your first 2 months are about building a rock solid foundation that everything else is going to sit on top of. First things first, get your Python skills production ready. If you're a data analyst, you probably are using Python for pandas, maybe some matplotlib, maybe some basic scripting. That's good, but it's not enough. You need to get comfortable with object-oriented programming, working with APIs, handling JSON data, and writing clean and modular code, and most importantly, working with Git and version control. I know what you might be thinking. Now we have AI-assisted coding, so why do you even need the programming fundamentals? It is important, so don't skip it. And at the same time, remember that yes, I would highly recommend that you get started with AI-assisted coding, but there is a phase for that. In this particular phase, you are going to learn about the programming fundamentals. So I would recommend take the CS50P course from Harvard. It's free and it's great. Now the second thing is learn the fundamentals of machine learning. Not the deep learning transformers, not the fancy stuff yet. I'm talking about the core concepts. Whether it's supervised learning, unsupervised learning, regression, classification, evaluation metric, overfitting, cross-validation, all of that. You need to understand these so well that you could explain them to a non-technical stakeholder. For this, I would always recommend going to Andrew Ng's machine learning specialization on Coursera. There are also some free YouTube videos by Stanford, which I'll link below. Third thing is start working on LLMs immediately. You don't need to understand the architecture deeply yet, but you need to understand how to use these APIs from day one. So either sign up for OpenAI APIs or Anthropic APIs and build something simple. Take a dataset that you've worked with in your analyst role and build a NLP interface for it. Use an LLM to auto-generate SQL queries from plain English questions. Or you can build a small Streamlit application that lets a user ask a question about the dataset and get a response. This is not just learning, it is building the beginning of your portfolio projects. And it gets you very comfortable with the tools that underpin almost every AI application that is being built right now. Now, during this phase, spend about 2 hours a day on structured learning and 1 hour building, not the other way around. And you can keep your current job. This is meant to fit a full-time schedule. Now, phase 2 is month 3 and 4. This is where you need to specialize and go deep. And this is also where the paths start to diverge depending on which career direction you choose. So if you want to go with the AI product manager route, I would say take the product management fundamental course if you don't have that background already. Then focus on evaluating AI systems. You need to learn how to write evaluation rubrics, run A/B tests for AI features, and scope projects with realistic timelines. I would say study case studies, these are super helpful. Then Lenny Rachesky's newsletter is a giant resource here. Plus, Shreya Shankar shares strong work on AI evaluations. I would highly recommend that you build a case study where you're defining an AI product, scoping the MVP, writing a PRD, and outlining that entire evaluation strategy. There is also this amazing certification by Product Faculty, which I have also personally taken, so I'll link that in the description below as well. Now, if you're going with ML engineer or AI engineer, I would recommend that you need to go deep in the technical stack. So you need to learn about PyTorch, study the transformer architecture, and get hands-on with fine-tuning open source models, either with using Hugging Face or any other platform. Then build a RAG pipeline using LangChain or Llama Index that connects an LLM to a custom knowledge base. Then deploy it as an API using Fast API. See, this is the kind of projects hiring managers are looking for. Now, if you're going for AI solutions architect, I would say focus on breadth. Learn about cloud AI services like AWS Bedrock, GCP Vertex AI, and Microsoft Azure AI Studio. Understand the trade-offs between fine-tuning, RAG, prompt engineering, and managed APIs. Plus, I would highly recommend Get Certified. I will add some certifications in the description below that you should go check out. Then I would say go build a project which is solving the same problem in multiple different ways and document the trade-offs. Okay, now if you're focusing on AI analyst role, I would say double down on integrating AI into analysis workflows. So use LLM programmatically to automate the analysis work that you're doing right now. So in this situation, you should start thinking about how as a data analyst, you can start becoming AI native and start using AI tools in your day-to-day job. For example, build systems that generate narrative summaries from dashboard. I would also highly recommend learn about DBT and explore tools like Hex. Your portfolio should show how AI makes your workflow significantly more efficient. Now, if you're going for an AI program manager role, I would say focus on execution and cross-functional delivery of AI systems. Learn how to scope AI initiatives, define success metrics, and manage stakeholders across engineering, product, and business teams. You can start making this transition even in the current company that you're at. Ask your manager or your leadership about taking these initiatives. Start by studying how AI projects move from prototype to production, including understanding their timelines, risks, and dependencies. Okay, now let's talk about phase 3, which is month 5 and 6. This is where you're going to be building your portfolio and positioning yourself correctly. The biggest mistake people make is spending 5 months learning and 0 months positioning. You need to flip that ratio in the final stretch. First of all, build 2 to 3 portfolio projects that are substantial enough to demo in an interview. Please don't do Kaggle competitions, not the toy data set. You need to work on real problems with end-to-end solutions. Deploy them whether it is using code-based tools or no-code tools. Put them on your GitHub with clean README files. You can even record a Loom video where you're walking through explaining your decisions. If you can write a blog about these projects, even better. Second, optimize your LinkedIn aggressively. Rewrite your headline to reflect your target role. Start positioning about what you're learning and building. Share your projects with short write-ups explaining the problem, the approach, and the result. Plus, most importantly that people don't do on LinkedIn is engage with people who work in the roles that you want. This sounds basic, but I can tell you from experience that LinkedIn visibility opens doors that cold applications simply don't. Then the third thing, start applying strategically. Don't blast 200 generic applications. Identify 20 to 30 companies that are actively building AI teams. Look at their job postings, read their engineering blogs, understand what they are building. Then tailor your resume and portfolio to show that you can contribute to what they are working on right now. I would say target mid-stage startups, not just big tech companies. The competition is lower and the learning opportunities are often better. And the fourth one, get real reps. If you can take a freelance project, a consulting engagement, or even a volunteer work to build something for a non-profit, just do it. Nothing beats real world experience, and it gives you a concrete story to tell during your interviews. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to link all of these resources in the description below, so please go check it out. Plus, I'm putting together a Mastering Agentic AI bootcamp, which is for AI builders and adjacent roles. So if you want to go really deep into Agentic AI stack, understand the technical depth of it, and actually build useful products, go check out this course. I'll add all of this in the description below, so definitely go check out all the resources. Hope that was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.